There it's going. What's up, you guys? Give me a second. While that one's going, I can at least pull the stream up over on this one. Then we can see and make sure everything's working. What's up, you guys? I'll introduce myself while I sit here waiting. We'll wait for the crowd to build up. My name's Matt Jablonsky. Welcome to the Pointer Change. Tonight is the Pointer Change meets Troy Jablonsky. My brother's here with me. If you don't see him hanging out over here, hang on. Give me a minute to trying to get this shared out. So while you guys come in, throw up some likes and loves. If you're not watching live, drop me a hashtag replay. Give me a share out in any addiction groups you may be part of or under your own page if you wish. And then we'll get this show on the road. Tonight I got my brother here. He's coming to hang out with us. He's just going to sit there awkwardly. That's all he's going to do. So what's up, you guys? I'll say some good evenings, and then we'll talk. Troy's not going to talk. He's actually mute. Now you can say hi, Troy.
Oh, speak with my hands.
There, he speaks with his hands. Jason Moore. Hi there, brother Matt. Pam, how are you? Dana, good to see you. April Moore, hello. Kathy Collins, good to see you. Catherine Gavin. Pam says, Bradley Bagwell, where are you? Right? Where is she? Where is she? That's the question of the century. Oh, good. We got all kinds of people here. Good to see you guys. Joined with my brother tonight. He's been my brother for as long as I can remember.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. You've been my brother longer. No, I was gonna say you've been my brother longer than I've been your brother. But not really. Isn't that weird? Yeah, you didn't live your whole life with me as your brother. I lived my whole life with you as my brother.
That's cool, yeah.
Right? It's different.
4 or 5 year difference there.
Yeah. Brian O'Brien, what's up, buddy? Brian Duca, good to see you from Winnipeg, Canada. All right, good to have you here. Josh and Lori are here, bro. Happy to be here. Right on, Josh and Lori, good to see you. Guys, throw up those recovery dates in the comments. Give some hope shots out there. Make sure you're sharing this out. Hit that like and love button. So, where should we start? I don't know either. I was thinking about this all day. Should we start back probably back when we used to do drugs together, I suppose, huh?
Probably.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Definitely. It's odd.
It's
been odd topic, coming up on 3 years clean myself, and any hard or illicit drugs anyway, nothing. No pills, no nothing. So
damn, that's awesome. We're gonna have to get up and get you your recovery ribbon.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. I got appointments pending with Diamond for like $250 worth of work sitting there. I got to get done eventually, but then the COVID hit and whatever else. He's a good guy, so he just scratched out the expiration date on it for me and just messaged me and said, "Hey, it's open. Whatever. Get some time. Let me know."
Right on.
So
right on. You gonna get a $250 recovery ribbon?
No, I'm just gonna get the $50 one.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna get some other work done. A couple things touched up, but
nice.
Possibly another piece added somewhere. So
you get the ribbon on your face.
But yeah, as far as getting back to us using together, that goes back a long ways, I guess. Where the hell did that all start? I don't know. Probably in my early 20s.
Yeah, it all started when I started smoking weed in your apartment because your buddy's girlfriend said she'd show me her boobies if I smoked weed. Right. And I smoked weed, and she showed me her boobies, and I like them too.
No, none of that was supposed to happen. I was mad.
He was so mad. He was gone. He came back, and I had smoked weed with his buddies. They conned me into it. And she was like, "Matt, if you smoke weed, I'll show you my boobs." And I was like, I was a 15-year-old kid. I was like, "Hell yeah, give me that pipe." I hit that pipe, and then she showed me her boobs, and then Troy got real mad. Troy got real mad. He got mad at everybody at the party except for me. I was good. But then it continued after that, and then but we didn't really do hard drugs together. Well, I guess we screwed around with pills back in the trailer in apprentice days, and that was
very little then.
Yeah, very little. I was just later in high school years when I started screwing around over there.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell you about my meth use for a while.
No,
I didn't tell you about that for quite a while into it.
No.
But once it all came out, You know, that was one of the things too. I would say, you know, like at that point we were both doing so many drugs that it was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. That's just another thing that we threw in the fucked up machine.
Yeah, it started out, I was playing around on the weekends and I would come to you and get something or whatever, and then here and there, and then later on in life, you fell off pretty bad, and then um, I stayed okay for quite a while, and then when I got in trouble and thought I was going up the river, going to prison for X amount of years there for a little while, I had some things hanging over my head that then I fell off pretty bad there for about a year and year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I guess I always knew in my head that it was wrong and that eventually, you know, I was going to have to come out of it or whatever. There was times I wondered if I would be able to. And then, you know, and then once things started to settle out with my jail sentence and things like that, my mind was at ease. I kind of backed off and just been away from it ever since.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't, yes, I didn't.
There's Bradley Bagwell. Hi, Bradley. Hey, my brother's here. If you guys haven't yet, hit those like and love buttons. I see 53 people here. Hopefully we can get a few shares on this too, guys. Send us out over those airwaves. Bradley, share us to the recovery crawl. I can't share nothing from here. Jimmy says, did you share this out, Bradley? We're all just hounding Bradley over sharing this. Bradley, share this. What are you doing out there? Corey, good to see you tonight, man. Christy, good to have you here. Guys, thank you for all those recovery dates. I love seeing that. Let's see, Jason, I had a no jokers meeting tonight. Totally opened up about my true feelings of high anxiety and depression. Talked about my family of drug addiction. I even teared up while I was talking about it. True high emotions. Right on, Jason. Congratulations on sharing, brother. That's good. Let's see, Pam. Troy sounds older than you, Maddie, so I am assuming that he is. Am I right? Yes. This is my older brother by about 5 years. There is 5 Jablonsky boys altogether. So send up some prayers for my mother. She was an extremely strong woman to raise 5 Jablonsky boys in the same household as when we were younger. But me and Troy here, we were the black sheep of the family. Well, black sheep, but we're also like the definition of brothers is what the way I describe us to people. We look alike, we act alike. We lived a lot of the same life, you know, both military veterans, both, you know, recovering addicts, both handsome as fuck. Some more than others, you know.
But yeah. And,
thank you guys for the shares. But yeah, then after you went to jail for a little while there, and that's when you know, I was right there writing you letters and and keeping in contact with you and keeping you going, and then we had a plan for when you got out that, you know, some things were going to happen, and then everything kind of fell to shit on you.
Yep. Kind of did. And I ended up down here and walked into a place that Matthew said made cardboard boxes, and it turned out they didn't make cardboard boxes. It's a fab shop, and they had welding positions and things open. So just walked in at the right time, the right place, and they were hot hiring and looking for experienced guys, and I managed to work my way up to where I'm at there now, and we got a pretty nice house, pretty nice life.
Yeah.
And it's going well.
Yeah, that was you. Some of you guys probably remember that. That was over a year ago when you first moved down here. When I got my job at Space Saver, when I first got my job there, I was told by a friend that they make cardboard boxes, is what I was told. So he didn't know what they did. He just kind of said, "I think they're hiring. Go over there and put in an application." So I called them up and I asked the lady if they were hiring, and she told me that they were and told me some positions that were available. And I had her on speakerphone, and Troy overheard the positions that were available. And one of, you know, oh no, that was later on that it happened. But yeah, she told me one of the positions available was for the paint line, and I worked at a paint line at a job before that in my recovery. So I was like, hey, I was the line lead on a paint line, and she was like, oh my God, that's awesome. We'll set up an interview for Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember.
Right that same day.
Yeah, I can't remember the day, but the day she had me come in, wasn't it Tuesdays or Wednesdays when they did walk-in Wednesday? Walk-in Wednesday. So she had me come in for an interview on Wednesday, And I was like, Troy had just moved in like the day or the day before, you know, and I was like, well, I got this interview. Come with me, throw in an application while we're there and see if you can get an interview too. And we show up, and it wasn't just she wasn't just having me come for an interview that day. They were doing walk-in interviews that day. So anybody comes in, puts in an application, you get an interview on the spot. So boom, we both put in our applications and we both got the jobs, and it worked out perfectly on that sense because, you know, you still were without a license. I had a car, and we need, you know, I was without a job. Like, everything was up in the air when he moved down here. I was out of a job. He was out of a job.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, all right, well, you get down here and we can figure something out. You know, we'll figure it out. And it all did. It all fell into place. And we've just been kicking ass at life ever since. Now, but the way, here's another beautiful example of there is no one way to recover. Me, I'm super out loud about my recovery, run around out here as a motivational speaker, talking about it all the time and, you know, everything else. Whereas you're on the quiet aspect of it, just recovering silently, quietly through it all. You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate to have strong will, I guess, and you know, was able to look at what it was doing to me in my life, and my body just felt horrible. I do remember there was times that I was not too long after being even clean off that I was working for Mark there at the sawmill. Man, I mean, my wrists, everything just hurt, and I think it was just depletion, just you know, just body was weakened by everything, all the chemical and all the crap I was putting in my body, smoking all that garbage and snorting shit, whatever else. So, but yeah, I mean, here I am a year and a half later. I'm in pretty good shape. I feel pretty good, and body still hurts a little bit. Man, I'm doing dumb things like falling down my stairs.
Yeah, that's just because you're old.
That's just because I'm old. But
he's got 5 years on me, and I always call him old.
old beyond my years. But yeah, what we did, you know, and still doing it. I really don't have them thoughts anymore. Really, I mean, anytime I think about drugs or you know illicit drugs like that, you know, I just think of just depravity and the feeling and the darkness inside you and just the loneliness, and it's just a dark, terrible place to be. Real happy and fortunate that I managed to be strong enough to do it without treatment, without you know, without any type of program or anything like that. Just
Getting in that jail cell gives you a nice break from everything.
Yeah.
Gets you away from everybody, gets you away from the lifestyle. I mean, jail sucks, but it can be an enlightening experience. Gets you some time away.
Clean about 4 or 5 months or so before. Oh, wait a minute. I was clean well before that from now. But I was clean a while before I went to jail. But that definitely gave me some time to think and reprioritize, and actually was kind of a blessing at the time because I got that Hoover job at the cheese factory and managed to save some money for a few months while I sat. And got out and was able to take care of some things that were going on in my life. And,
you know, but everything kind of, I was happy everything fell apart on you.
Yeah.
When he first got, I won't bring other people's business up, but when he first moved out of jail, he moved into a bad situation, and it really quickly just the floor fell out. And I was more than happy to be there. You know, I was like, I'm coming to get you, and it gave me an awesome opportunity because it gave me the opportunity to do the same thing for you that Ryan had done for me. You know, just drop everything and come pick you up. And I think Ryan, I should say, I know Ryan loved that too, because he loved that he brought me down here, got me cleaned up, and now I had taken it and didn't just, you know, I had leveled up to the point where now I was in the position where I could bring somebody down here and help you get clean too, you know, and that's awesome. That's awesome. So just by staying clean, you help more people than you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me jump over here and look at some of these comments. Janine says, love you both so much. So happy you're healing and healed and healing. Right on. Right on. Let's scroll back up. Corey shared this with a few groups, bro. You're doing great things with the point of change. Right on. I'm trying. Andrea Leeton. Hey, Troy. I see the resemblance. Do you? Do you though? I don't know. We don't look that much alike, do we? Yeah, I know. I know we do.
On the other side.
Yeah, we're on StreamYard, so the image isn't reversed. You know, you guys can actually read the words back here and stuff. So like he's sitting to my right side. This I know, but it's different. It's different. He's not on that side over here. Like It's totally different. Just don't try to use the camera as like as a mirror. I do that once in a while. I'll have something on my face and I'm like, no, wait, other side, other side. I don't know. I can't do it. It's crazy. So yeah, this is the first time having you on here since we were in Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about here since we're living together now?
Usual business, always projects going on, something happening, you know.
Yeah,
Try
that's
to stay busy. We find things to fix, things to build. I don't know. That's what keeps me going in life, is having purpose and projects and aspirations, building something out of nothing. You know, we usually get some scrap plywood or some lumber around or something to build something out of, you know.
that was one thing when you first moved down here, because he's the projector. He's always projecting, always fixing stuff, always, you know, building something, fixing something, doing something. I'm more of a keep the house clean and do things like that kind of a guy. And when he first moved down here, I lived above a bar down the street here, and I didn't have a yard. I don't have nothing for him to work on. I don't have a shed. You know, I was like, what's he going to have to do? But thank God I just bought a car before he moved down here. And he's pretty handy with his hands, so he's been helping me fix up the car. That was pretty much his project right away. It was every day you were out there tinkering on my car. And that's where all those pictures come from. If you guys seen the post of him working on my car all the time. Let's see.
Just piddly maintenance stuff.
Yeah. It's not like my car's just falling apart all the time. He's just changing the oil and checking the levels and all that stuff. Hi, Dorian. Good to see you. James Carlson. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Abby Anderson. Pay it forward. Right on. That's what I'm working on. Sayonara, awesome of you to come on with your brother. Yeah, I had to force him to come on here. No, I didn't. This was his idea. A couple weeks ago. He was like, yeah, I should probably come on that page of yours sometime. And I was like, yeah, you should. That'd be great. Josh and Lori, yeah, I was gonna say he is your mechanic. Yeah, he kind of is. When I have a problem,
mechanic.
believe it or not, I help more than it looks like. I know everybody thinks I'm just standing there taking pictures. I actually do help, believe it or not.
He does.
I'm the best helper ever.
Yeah.
I know how to fix anything on a car. I hand Troy wrenches and then the parts come out. There's a lot of swearing involved, and then the parts come out. I grab those, hand him the new part, and the car is fixed. That's how you fix anything on a car, right there. Just have a big brother. So let's see. So what else can we talk about? I don't know. How's work going?
Going well. Yeah. Can't complain, I guess.
Yeah, good. I don't work there anymore, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Now you keep doing this, and things will come together. I mean, if it looks like it's time to go back to work, I'll go back to work.
Always go back to work is right. Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind. I ain't going back there. I got too much damn pride. No, I don't know. I guess if I had to, I would, but. Well, whatever. I think this is going to take off. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, I just had a question. Just came into my mind. I was like, had a pretty good thing I could talk about here. How long you got left on probation? That's what I was.
3 months.
About 3 months. Awesome.
Next September, September I'm done. So that's my 2 years. Yeah. I'm on paper already.
Right on.
So yeah, henceforth coming up on 3 clean and all that. I actually quit screwing around with drugs before I even went to jail and all that. And I'm just kind of, a lot of things were deteriorating, falling apart in my life. I had a toxic relationship I was in that real bad, and neither of us were any good for each other, but it was a comfort situation, I think. We just clung to each other and just kept fucking each other up, hurting each other. It is what it is. I'm glad it's over, and hope the best. Hope she's doing all right. I have no idea, but yeah, here we are. Yeah, pretty good. Have probation for me is pretty easy. You know, I mean, I'm an older guy now, and I don't really do anything wrong. I go to work, come home, go to the store, and just live a normal life. You know, so I mean, probation is pretty easy for me. The probation officer and I get along pretty well. She likes me. Just
Mhm.
wants to hear how my daughter's doing, how work's going, and make sure I haven't had any police contact, which I haven't.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's pretty great. Looking forward to getting done with it, just because it's just one less thing a month I got to worry about doing.
Mhm.
Right now, it's been even more gravy with the COVID because I don't even have to go see her. I just call her, tell her that
I
I'm
think
here.
a lot of people are happy about that right now. COVID-19, you don't have to go see the PO.
Just call her and tell her I'm doing good.
Yeah. Well, but you are doing good. And I think most probation officers have been through the ringer enough to where they know, like, they know who's doing good, who's not doing good. And, if they call you and you always answer the phone, so I mean, she has no reason to worry about you. So that works out great. But, you just brought up one thing that we could talk about, which has probably been the greatest thing about your recovery is the fact that Abigail is back with you. You know, you got full custody of your daughter. Not like not saying you ever lost her or anything, but she lived with her mother, and things were getting rather rough up there, and me and you living down here, being just two crazy wild guys down here, and we happened to live enough of a life to where, and it wasn't even not like everything fell apart and Abigail had to move here or anything like that. It was her decision.
Yeah, she had been down here a few times and liked the way we lived, and, and whatever else, and just could see that it was going to be a better life than what she was living up there. There's just a lot of bad things going on in general up there. So, I mean, now she's here and she's doing really well. She got herself a part-time job. Proud of that. Working on a little burger stand. Pretty nice. So, yeah, I'm proud of her. And it's a long time coming. I'm glad that she saw that, that I was stable and that, things were back to normal after I got out of jail. And I know she was worried when I went to jail, and that she was worried when I got out of jail and came down here, and I just had to tell her that this is just the way it's going to be. And I'm sorry, but, I'm getting out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I know that was one of your goals you set moving down here, was that one day, you were going to get things going good enough and we were going to have Abigail down here. In fact, that's a big reason why we got a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, it was offered to us. It was one of just a couple properties that AJ offered us. I think he said, well, he had a 2-bedroom and then he had a 3-bedroom. Well, how much is a 3-bedroom? And then, being what we pay for rent is still less each than what it would cost for one, each of us to have a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom on our own. So, I mean, but that 3rd bedroom definitely was I jumped right on that just because, then we can have Abby here, whatever else. And before that was your office and whatever, and then we had that little bed in there for guests. And, made this place work very well. It's a beautiful old home.
Yeah, really is. Definitely. And we've been very fortunate with our neighbors and very fortunate with everything.
Our landlord's a really good guy. Treats us like gold. He cares about, as long as he wants to know that we're happy with the neighbors and all these other things, So
my landlord is definitely, I got a good rapport with him. Well, both of us do now. But when I first moved out on my own, I applied for my apartment to live above that bar, and I wrote down the application that I had a sorted past, and I wasn't quite sure about all my whole criminal record. I didn't put it all on there because I couldn't remember it all, and I just wrote there that I have a pretty sorted past, but that it's something I'm working on. And then when I went to meet with the landlord, I gave him the application, and I had intention when I met with him in person to say something about that, to tell him that I'm trying to turn my life around. But we met in a gas station parking lot, and there was like people everywhere, and it didn't feel. I guess I got shy and didn't say nothing. I gave it to him, but then after I left, I thought about it, and I was like, I want to talk to him. So I called him, and I was like, Hey AJ, before I imagine you're going to do a background check on me, and he said, yeah. And I was like, I just want to give you a heads up, man. I got a really bad past. Like I moved down here. That's all of that stuff you'll see on my record is all from up north. Moved down here to try and straighten my life out. I just, I need somebody to give me a chance. And he was like, you know what, Matt? I'm not even going to look at the application. I want to rent to you. You seem like a good guy. I want to rent to you. You want to rent from let's do this. I'm ready. And, he totally looked over my past, and gave me an opportunity. And I've been living under his roofs for all over 2 years now.
Right.
Since I moved out on my own, been living under his roofs. And then
Really good guy.
when Troy moved down here, I just had that one bedroom above a bar, and he was sleeping on an air mattress. He's sleeping on an air mattress in the living room, and it's hot up there. We're right above a bar in a college town, so at night, if it gets hot, you go to open the window, you're like, oh, it's hot in here. Open the window, and all you hear is, wee! Oh my God, yeah, Becky! We're going to the next bar. So you close the window again and just sit in there in the heat, But you were on the air mattress in the living room for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up every morning to him airing the air mattress back up because it was going flat. And he would wake up in a taco, and just.
Got a little hard on the back for a while there.
But we went through, we put up with what we put up with. We got it. And then I talked to
making money,
I talked to AJ and told him that things were changing. I had my brother moving down here and we needed a little bigger place. And he was all about that. Yeah, I love it when people are upgrading, that's great. So he found us this place within a month. And then we moved in here together and just been, at a nice plateau with everything. Well, I mean, not really. We've just been climbing, because it wasn't, we lived here for quite a while. And then Abby.
Just over a year now.
Yeah, and then Abby moved in with us, and now you got a girlfriend, and and things are going pretty steady and serious with her. And I got a girlfriend, and things are going pretty steady and serious. And just upgrading. And then not only that, but at work too, you're upgrading. You're the PC rather quickly. You moved up to PC.
Yeah, production coordinator. Yeah, it's basically one notch. Well, it is one notch under a supervisor, and I am on track on old Gary. He's got 3 years left, and he'd really like to see me take the throne.
Yeah, I imagine.
There's a lot of other supervisors around there who would like to see the same thing, but that'll be an interview process and all sorts of things I'll have to do to prove myself to get that around there. So they don't just hand you the reins.
Right.
So a little more difficult getting into that supervisor slot than it was the production coordinator slot. But,
it can be. Well, if you guys got any questions or anything, I'm going to look through the comments again here for a second. But if you guys got anything you want to ask us or anything, Paula says, "Wow, is this you?" Yeah, I'm live. If that's what you're asking, Paula. But yeah, if you guys got a question for me, or Anita says, "What are your best memories of your dad?" Oh, I'll give you one memory of me and Troy as children that I love. As out on Dad's house on Knights Lane, I was just a little shit. I was just a wee tot yet. And Dad was out in the kitchen, and you were walking. He had them 2 living rooms, kind of, and you were walking through that first living room, and I was standing on Dad's lazy boy recliner, and I was waiting for you. I knew you were going to come around the corner. And right when you come around the corner, I jumped on you and tackled you to the ground. My little ass took you down, and I remember getting on, just surprised as shit that I actually tackled you, and I grabbed a hold of your nose, and I just started holding on to your nose, and for whatever reason, I just started screaming, "Ow! Ow, Dad!" And Dad was in the kitchen, and he's screaming, "Troy Daniel, you leave him alone!" And Troy's like, "He's beating me up!" And Dad's like, "There's no way Matthew's beating you up. You leave him alone." And I'm just squeezing Troy's nose and just screaming
for nothing. I never touch him. Yeah. I don't ever beat on that guy.
No, you were my protector when we were kids. I was always the little one picking on other people and then running away and running to Troy. So, but here, you tell a story. What's a good memory of the old man?
Jeez, I don't know. There's a bazillion of them. I don't know. I guess he I don't know. I think about him a lot and different memories, different things. There's always being around in trucks, and that's where I got a lot of my tinkering and all that stuff from. He'd always have me putzing around on his trucks for him, and, stripping wires or changing a light or doing just whatever simple shit, keep me out of his hair. Helpful, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't know. As far as memories of us and the old man all being together at different times, used to be, even though that was in my drug days, I mean, when I would come over to Dad's for a weekend and get messed up with you or whatever, and we'd hang around the house, and I'd sit at the table and get drunk and chatter to Dad at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It was usually a pretty good time.
Yeah, yeah. I look back at some of those conversations I had at Dad's table, and I mean, yeah, I was gacked out of my mind, but Dad, he might even knew, you probably did. You looked at back then, I mean, man, just strung out, but he would just sit there and talk with you, and he just liked the company. So,
yeah, you enjoy the conversations usually.
oh, you're getting hit on in the comments. Heather Marie says he could be my mechanic, LOL.
Yeah, I have to take that up with Janine Hoagland.
Yeah, we're both taken, ladies. Quit it. Tiffany, a lot of people need people like you in their lives to make a positive change for them. It's a great thing you can be that positive outlet to shine light on people that need it. It's you and your brother have this relationship. Good for you. Keep it up, dude. Thank you, Tiffany. That's awesome to hear. Let's see. Sayonara wants some childhood memories of us. Everybody wants childhood memories.
Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere. I don't know. Childhood memories. I don't know. Oh, hey, Alex. How are you, bud?
Hey, where is he? Oh yeah, hey, Alex Wisniewski. How you doing, brother? He's probably got some childhood stories of us. So we could ask him to come on here.
Yeah, Alex has got plenty of stories.
Oh,
boys, for sure.
Laurel says, do you guys ever get it? Do you ever fight or get on each other's nerves?
Yeah, few and far between.
Few and far between. Very rare,
right.
but occasionally it does come to hollering and it's come to blows maybe
once or twice.
Maybe 2 or 3 times in our lives where it's actually
maybe
5, 6 times that we've come to blows. I mean,
once a week or so.
Once a week we getting a good fist. Just getting a good fist roar. No?
Hey, there's Bubba. He's on there too.
Hey, Austin, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, buddy.
We don't fight very often.
No, very few and far between our whole lives.
Yeah. He's always been the one that I ran to when I was fighting with the other brother. Chris is the brother in between us, the other brother.
Yeah, my other brother.
Our other brother. But no, we are like the epitome of brothers. Like we just get along all the time. We talk to each other about every freaking thing. Pronounce my name. Sayonara. Sayonara. That's what I keep thinking when I see it is sayonara. So
sayonara. But yeah, I mean, we always I don't know, we've always done a lot of things together. I mean, when I was younger, my teenage years, I moved out with Dad. You guys stayed with Mom, and then I stayed with either Dad or friends of Dad or whatever. While he was driving trucks at times, and I'd always make it a point, especially once I had my license, come get you, bring you with me, go places, do whatever. I always tried to do that and keep you in my life as much as I could. And then when I got older, went down to Milwaukee. I would come up in the summers, pick you up, have you come down, hang out with me down there, work with me, hang out with me, whatever. Always some goofy business going on.
Yeah, we were always together though through my whole life. That's one constant. I always had my brother Troy. That's for sure.
We got a little distant there for a little while. When you were living at Dad's, you got a little off the deep end there. I was a little down on you. And whatever else too, I ain't gonna lie, but then I would worry about you when I couldn't. You were changing phones a lot, different things. Sometimes there were some hard years for me there too. But,
I put everybody through a lot of hell there.
But yeah, I mean, but as far as not any real fighting or nothing too much. Was the outside.
Alex says, I loved going to you guys' house when I was younger. Hell yeah. The Jablonsky household was always a good time, man.
I was just telling, I don't know if Alex remembers this story. I was just telling my girlfriend, Janine, I got her a Zippo a while back, and I was teaching her how to fill it up with fluid. And I don't know if Alex remembers this or not, but him and I one time decided to try to put gasoline in a Zippo at his place. We were out by the garage, and we took some gas out of his little Suzuki four-wheeler, and we put it in a bottle, and then we dumped it in a Zippo and tried lighting it, and we had dropped the fucking thing and started a bunch of tall grass on fire. We were running around stomping it all, trying to put this fire out so his old man didn't kick our ass. I don't know if you remember that, Alex, but I do.
I remember so many stupid things. How many bicycles we used to jump over fires.
Yep.
Just boys. We were just boys being boys all the time, man.
Absolutely.
Constantly. Yeah, I could go over 1,000 stories of us growing up together. But
But
somebody asked if this is my younger brother. No, this is my older brother.
no,
Let's
nobody's
see.
borrowing me, baby.
Nate Haiti says Troy had a house.
Yeah, before I knew you, Nate, I had a house. I lived all over the place, so yeah. Hey, Nate, good to see you on here.
Let's
I
see.
don't see you, but I see your profile there. Good to see you, buddy.
For sure. Where up north are y'all from? We are from far up north Wisconsin, the Northwoods of Wisconsin, like the north end of the state, up in the woods.
Yeah, spent a lot of time at the Haiti residence in my high school years, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They had a wonderful place back there. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good people. Always
Yeah.
very hospitable to me. Took good care of me in high school.
Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. I call my PO in the morning.
Oh, PO.
Just checking back for some questions, guys. If you guys had anything else you want to say or ask us, go ahead and drop it at any time, of course. Stacy's asking for help with her car.
What is wrong with your car?
There's got to be mechanics between here and there. Let's see. We're keeping up with the comments pretty good. Pretty good. Indiana here. Right on. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else exactly to talk about, just other than, we've always been there to support each other. And I think that's really important for everybody, to have at least if you have a family member that needs support, be there for them. We've always put family first. And I think our other brothers maybe kind of envy the relationship me and you have, just because we've always been, always freaking there, man. We always talk to each other, and sometimes I feel guilty about it sometimes because I'm like, I don't talk to my other brothers near as much as I talk to you.
I know.
But I don't love them any less or anything like that.
All of us brothers get along really well. Mm-hmm. Actually, this coming weekend here, we'll be up at our middle brother Chris's house. Going up there for a couple of days or a day. I think I got suckered into work on Friday now. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll talk to Gary.
Yeah, whatever.
But if I got to work Friday, I could use the overtime anyway. We're gonna be up there early Saturday morning. But anyway, our other brother, middle brother Chris, lives over by Plum City, Durand area, whatever. So we are. Chinese food, Alex.
Yeah. I have a question, Troy. Are you ready for some Chinese food?
One of these days, buddy. One of these days.
Get up there and get some Chinese food. Yeah. Paula says, how did your addiction start? Well, I mean, our addiction, that's a hard question to ask for up north because, we could ask when did the drugs start, and that's, I don't know, when did you first start drinking and smoking weed and stuff like that? Young. Huh?
Yeah, real young. Yeah. Well, I smoked a little pot. I think when I was around 7th, 8th grade, and then I quit. I moved around whenever I went with dad and this and that. I quit smoking pot, but up there, there's gravel pit parties, and we ride our 4-wheelers and our dirt bikes and whatever else, at young teenage years, out to people's houses. We go drink beer in the woods, have fires, whatever. Pretty harmless fun, I suppose, for the most part. Not life really. It's a different world now than than the world I grew up in, but a lot more safety issues to be concerned with probably. But yeah, I mean,
do you remember when you started using hard drugs at all?
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think what year it would have been. Abby was born in 05. I would say probably like 03 or so was the first time I touched meth or coke or anything to speak of, really.
Yeah.
Had seen some cocaine, never really done it, blah, blah, blah. And then right around that age, all of a sudden, that was when all of a sudden ecstasy and stuff started rolling around and whatever else. And that was kind of that era there,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, hanging around with some people there. And we're doing X and playing around with crank at the time or whatever it was. And, like you say, it was
dabbling.
It was dabbling at the time, it wasn't, it was just kind of like if I could find something, go somewhere for a weekend or whatever, we would, or this, that, or the other thing, or, yeah. So, it was just kind of for me, it went from dabbling and playing around on the weekends to off the deep end there at one point when, I was leaving Darlington down there is when things really got bad and whatever, to where it wasn't just getting to be a point where it wasn't just a fun thing to do anymore, where it was more like I was doing it because, whatever.
Yeah. Didn't know how to live without it anymore.
Yeah, kind of,
And then when things, like I've said this in the past too, even if you are the kind of person that dabbles in different drugs, you might smoke weed and drink beer, but occasionally you'll dabble, you'll do a little bit of whatever comes around. That can be dangerous in the fact that maybe you'll live your whole life and just dabble once in a while and never fall into a deep addiction. But the problem with that is if you're dabbling with other drugs and you think it's okay to do them other drugs, to do illicit drugs, then when something big happens in your life, some big traumatic event, a breakup, or you fall into a toxic relationship, or a death in the family, something big comes around, and all of a sudden that thing that you dabble with becomes a coping skill, and it becomes something you're using to cover up pain, and it can progress really quickly. And I think that's a lot of our stories. It started as dabbling, and then something bad happened in our lives and sent us down the tubes. Alex says, a little pot, Troy. It was a month of smoking pot nonstop.
Yeah. All right, I might have undersold that a little bit there, Al. I mean, we did camp out in the school forest for like days on end, not going to high school, smoking weed in the woods.
Way to call him out on his bullshit. You're going right under that bus. We got Hawkins boys in these comments. They ain't letting no bullshit fly.
Fair enough.
Oh. Hey, there's Aunt Brenda. Says you two look great.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Dana, I love the recovery tattoo your mom and dad got in your honor. This is that is so great that your family is there for you during your recovery. Yeah. And Mom got Troy and Chris's names added to it too. And Troy will be getting the recovery ribbon soon. I got the recovery ribbon. It's a family staple around here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Paula says, "Oh yeah, God, it's been a long time since I've heard crank."
Yeah, I think that was some bathtub crank they had going on up there.
There was, I remember when we were younger and thinking we had different drugs, and to this day, I'm like, I don't think some of the times. I mean, sometimes we probably had the drugs we had, but sometimes we didn't. You know what I mean?
But, yeah, I mean that stuff took off like wildfire up there. So
Let's see, going back
what else
up.
we got there?
How do you support a fellow addict when you're in early recovery yourself? You don't. I mean, you can help them get to meetings with you and stuff like that. But if you're in early recovery, I suggest just work on you. Just focus on you. Don't worry about helping anybody else with their recovery at all. Because
talk about it.
Talk about what you learned at your meetings and what you've been learning from your counselor. Share a little bit with each other of what you're going through and facing your pains and stuff like that. Even that is super helpful to have somebody else that knows what you're going through in the moment. But helping each other in early recovery can get dangerous because both of you are still so clouded with different stuff from your active addiction, and maybe you haven't learned, this next step, and you don't know sometimes you just don't know what you're talking about, and you can get bad advice by hanging out with people that don't know, that know the same amount as you.
The answer to your question kind of lies in your question there. I mean, support, that's all you can really do. I mean, it's hard to identify with what's going on in somebody else's brain. I mean, everybody's chemical dependence that they're coming off of, your brain's rebuilding at that point. I mean, if you did enough hard enough drugs and did enough of them, I mean, a lot of damage got done, and especially, in my opinion, a lot of emotional damage gets done too. I mean, it's like trying to learn how to cope with things, and just kind of hard to explain, I guess, but yeah, that's all you can really do is just talk and be supportive. I mean, can't be their safety net or anything like that at that point. You just gotta be there for each other as best you can.
Let's see, Stacy says, "Is Chris going to come on soon?" I had Chris on here a while ago, a long time ago, actually. If you want to search for the Pointer Change meets Chris Jablonsky, I have had him on here. I don't have any plans to have him come on here soon, but maybe this weekend when we're over at his house, I could just bust out the camera and be like, "Hey, we're going live." Let's see. Catherine Gavin wants to know, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue is his favorite color. Dana, Sarah Johnson. Let's see, Sarah Johnson. Sometimes I feel like that, and then sometimes I'm like, fuck it. I guess I don't know what you meant by sometimes you feel like that.
What's it?
I'm not exactly sure.
Oh.
But I understand sometimes feeling like, fuck it. I myself.
Is that the one that had the question about supporting someone?
Yeah. So maybe that's something to her.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, fuck it. But yeah, I'm not I don't want to try to reply to that.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
Handle that as best you can, you know.
Yeah, Alex Wisniewski. I'm glad you guys are doing well in your recovery. I haven't did any drugs since I think I was 21, and I hardly even drink since my brother John passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah, it was. The Wisniewskis and the Jablonskys go way back, so our families are definitely intertwined.
Yeah, I was really sorry about John, Alex. I didn't even know about it till about a week after his funeral had passed already. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen enough of that in your life.
Paula says, "Oh my God, I walked out of an
More than
NA
you should.
meeting. I was new. I got asked if I knew anyone that they could get something. I just turned and walked away. That happens sometimes. You get people in meetings that aren't there for recovery, and then you get people that are in there trying to recover, but they don't. They have a moment, they have an urge. I mean, it can be troubling. Sometimes this stuff can be troubling. Yeah, we almost got a new plug tonight." That guy, before we get on the bus, some guy behind us, like, "You guys want a plug?" We're like, "No, bro, we don't." The devil will come out of nowhere, guys. He will literally just walk up. Let's see. All right, well, I think we got all. If anybody else has anything you want to throw up, go right ahead, but I think we can call this a wrap here and let this go. Yeah, I guess I would just leave it as, me and Troy, we've been brothers our whole lives. And I've followed in your footsteps through a lot of things, through going to the military and work and construction work and different things you did. I always kind of idolized you and looked up to you. But I'm glad one area where you can kind of follow me is recovery.
Yeah.
If there's one thing you can follow me on, that I'm good on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. So
it's good.
Just keep pushing through recovery, guys. No matter what's standing in your way, just keep going. Family can recover together, and I think us both. I don't think if you hadn't stopped, I don't think I would have been able to make it as far as I have, and I don't think if I would have continued, I'm sure I would have continued bringing you down too.
Yeah.
So I think a family kind of has to recover together. That's the best way to do it. So.
Yeah, it just so happened to be the way it worked out, timing. Things, everything with Dad, and just all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was that was when it really clicked for me was when he was in the hospital there, and that's when I quit. So
yeah,
I didn't want to be all fucked up all the time. Watch his last days go by and whatever else, So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's neat to say.
Let's see, 880. Is it much easier when I get the hell out of my? It is much easier when I get the hell out of my own way.
Yeah.
Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah. Nate's doing good. What I understand, sobered up. He had some drinking problem and done whatever. He's led a life just like the rest of us. And he knew when enough was enough and things needed to change. Made the change. So good for you, Nate.
Right on, brother. Good to hear. All right. I think that's about it. Everybody's just throwing up thank yous now. What'd you see here?
Somebody's. Oh, our cousin Nikki's on here. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Good
to see you here. Yeah, absolutely. Family is the best. Pam says 90 days today. Right on, Pam. Guys, throw up some hearts for Pam hitting 90 days. That is awesome, Pam. That's no small feat, so keep going.
That's a good mark right there.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's when you're finally feeling like you got something under yourself.
Yeah, you got a little time in there. You got a few walked a few steps.
Yeah, 3 months is normally that's where you've hit a spot where you're maybe you haven't seen that amount of clean time in a long time. It gives you something to be proud of. I love that.
Yeah, at that point, your mind's starting to clean up a little bit, and the urges are starting to get less, and whatever else. So, 3 months is a good mark to be at. Keep going.
Hell yeah. And all the rest of you guys just keep going. We're just going to keep going. Everybody will just keep going. All right, guys. we're going to let you guys go. Hope you guys have a beautiful night. Next weekend is the Pointer Change meets the Mungavins. So come on by and meet Christina and Joseph Mungavin and hear about everything they've been doing about with the Meet the Mungavins live recovery support and everything they got going on. So thank you guys for joining us, and I will see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean. The finger gun at the end. I love it.